There, welcome you all to the brand new video of Lookup. Here in this video, we will be talking about Lookup, which is a type of lookup. Actually, lookup is of three type: VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is the latest one. However, wherein the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP are traditional lookup. So first of all, in this video, we will try and understand why do we actually need lookup. Okay, so lookup, I have already covered this in the last video of VLOOKUP, but here I'll also discuss it again so that for somebody who is looking at this video for the first time, have a clear idea of why do we need lookup. Okay, so lookup gives us the functionality to fetch a value from a very big data set at ease. Okay, even a non-technical person can use it quite easily, quite efficiently. Okay, so let me give you a clear idea of what I'm talking about. Here, this is a data. Okay, this is a small data. You don't click a lookup value. Okay, what do lookup means? Let's say somebody ask for the details associated with employee ID 104. So I can just come over here and I can tell that person for 104, the name is Priya Kumari, department is marketing, and salary is $35,000. Let's say the other person asked me about employee ID 102. I can tell him for employee ID 102, name is Neha, department is IT, and salary is $45,000. So on and so forth. But make sure that this is very small data. That's why we are being able to go through the data and can tell directly from the data. We don't need any sort of function to look into it. Okay. But let's say we have a very big data which contains thousands and thousands of rows and hundreds of columns. How do we do that? Let's say we want data uh, associated with an employee ID, very specific data, and it is in a very big data. It's not easy for us. Even a technical guy will face a lot of problem in that. That's where lookup function comes into the picture. Here in this video, we are talking about HLOOKUP. Why we are talking about HLOOKUP? Because the type of data we have here, the headers are in the rows where in the data are in the columns. That's why we need HLOOKUP. Let's say we have this data where the headers are in the column itself, and in that case we'll be using VLOOKUP for that purpose. Okay, so the reason why we use this, because of this we have this header in the row itself. Okay, let's try and understand every argument associated with this uh, HLOOKUP and try and make sure that we understand it by heart and we won't forget in the upcoming future. Click enter, press enter, and then I start writing HLOOKUP. But before moving ahead, let's have a look at this definition. What does this definition tells us? It tells HLOOKUP looks for a value in the top row of a table. That's all. That is what we needed as of now. Okay. HLOOKUP looks for a value in the top row of a table. Here, this is our table. What is the top row of our table? The employee ID. Employee ID is the top row of our table. So here it will act as our lookup value, because we can try and use this name, your name row as a lookup value because it's not our topmost row. Okay, so always make sure that the lookup value must exist in the topmost row of the table. Okay, that's it as of now. Let's go on and type HLOOKUP, press tab, and here the first argument is lookup value. What is lookup value? Lookup value is the value through which we are trying to fetch other values. Here we are trying to fetch values, name, department, salary, whatever, through employee ID. So our employee ID will be the lookup value. So click on that, press comma. Next, the argument is table array. What is table array? Table array is nothing but our data. Main data is our table array. So here, make sure that you select entire data. If possible, just convert into table, name the table, and you can directly use the table in the formula itself. Then press comma. Next argument is row index number. What is row index number? Row index number is nothing but row number of each header. Okay, the row number for employee is 1, row number for employee for name is 2, row number for department is 3, row number for salary is 4. So here we are trying to fetch name associated with employer ID. So we will go on type the row index number for name. So row index number for name is 1 and 2. So we'll go on and type 2 and press comma. Next argument is range lookup. What is range lookup? Here you got two more arguments, true or false. If you want exact match, we have to go for false. Either you could type false or 0, or you want approximate match, nearby match, then you can go on and type true or 1 for true. Now here, since we want exact match, we go on and press 0 and press enter. So here we have this name for employee ID 103. The name goes as Raj Bawa. Let's have a look at this. For 103, it's Raj Bawa. If we change it to 105, then the name also changes. See, that's the functionality, and it gives you the benefit of efficiency. For 105, the name goes as Karan. Next, we try to find out the salary associated with employee 105. Again, we will go on and do the same thing, typing equal to Hlookup. Now we'll fast forward this lookup value. Again, it's going to be our employee 105. The table, the main data set we have. Make sure to select entire data. Press comma, row index number for salary. Row index number for employee is 1, row index number for name is 2, row index number for department is 3, row index number for salary is 4. So we'll type in 4, press comma. Again, we are looking for exact match. We can type in 0 as for early example, or we can go ahead and type false. And here we are, press enter. For 105,000. Have a look at this. Let's say we want to look for a value for employee ID 104, press enter. The name goes as Priya and salary is $35,000. Have a look at it. For 104, employee ID 104, name is as Priya Kumari, department marketing, and the salary is $35,000. So this is how easy it is to use. Once we have the clear understanding of the arguments involved in it, you won't face any sort of problem even in future. Once you forget this formula, you come back to this formula, have a look at the argument, and it quickly remember the logic behind it. So this is all about HLOOKUP. In the upcoming videos, we'll try and cover XLOOKUP and other functions in Excel. If you got any problem, any questions for me, just comment it out and I'll try and look forward to it and try to solve it out as soon as possible. Thank you for your precious time, guys. Have a look at this. If you have got any sort of feedback, just mention it in the comments and tune in for the next videos. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your precious time. See you next time.